You've been posting consistently. Your content is good. People are saving it. They're sharing it. They're following you because of it. And you're still sitting there wondering why nobody is buying. I want to tell you something that nobody in your corner of the internet is saying out loud. And it's this: content was never supposed to sell. It's supposed to be the front door. That was never her job. Hello and welcome back to Why She Buys. I am Trish Ware. I am the founder of Labor Nurse Mama, and I have built 2 7-figure business as a nurse and a mom of 7. So we've been talking about content and messaging, and today I'm going to share some things with you that are all about like this bridge that I teach inside my mastermind, which is your content to your offer bridge. Here's something I have watched happen over and over again inside my world. A woman finds me on Instagram. She follows me. She's consuming my content. She's loving it. She's sending me DMs. She's saving things. She's sending it to her friends. She knows my frameworks. She could probably explain everything I teach inside my courses, right? But she hasn't joined my birth class. And then she joins my 5 days to a fearless birth experience. 5 days, she's in the room with me. We're there live. And by day 3, she is asking me how she can buy my birth course. Not because my content wasn't good before. My content was the same content she had been consuming for months. What changed is that she experienced me. She was in a room where I could see her, respond to her, call her out on her excuses or what she's telling herself with love, and show her live in real time that I actually know what I'm talking about and that I genuinely care about her and her birth. That is what flipped the switch, not a post, the experience. Content is your front door, but being experienced is what will sell your offer. And I promise you this, we simplify it. Simplicity scales. So here's what I want you to hear today. And I want you to really sit with this because I'm sure you're telling yourself a lot of excuses. Yes, Trish, I know I have to do the content. It gets her in. It makes her curious. It builds the beginning of something. But if you really want to sell your offer and you want to have amazing results, she has to experience you. She has to. The missing piece, the piece that most of you are skipping entirely, is the bridge between the front door to the sale. And if you're watching me on video, you're watching me from the front door to the sale. That bridge is the micro experience. That is the step that you're missing. And I call it micro experience, but it's anywhere that she experiences you live. So let me back up for just a second. I teach a pathway. I call it my bridge, right? So on my bridge are some key points. I teach a pathway: content to lead magnet, to micro experience, to offer. So over here, she's unhappy. Over here, she's happy. And when I say micro experience, I mean a live one. I know y'all are going to try to find a way around this, but I promise this is how I've built 2 7-figure businesses: a challenge, a masterclass, a workshop. Don't ever say the word webinar with a mom, but she needs to be in the room with you. Most people are running content to lead magnet to offer. They skip the most important part, and then they can't figure out why their content is not converting. That is genuinely working by every other metric, but it's not converting into sales. And it is because there is a step missing. Now, B2B is different, but B2C, this works. It also works for B2B. I run my sold out offer challenge every 6 weeks, and I bring women into my mastermind. So here's what is happening in her head when she's consuming your content. She likes you. She maybe even trusts you a little, but she's been burned by other creators, right? She's seen everyone else teaching the same thing. There's nothing new under the sun. But here's the difference. She's not handing her money over to anyone. And she sees this person, let's say you're a birth worker. She sees this birth worker and that birth worker. And, oh, I like this. This is great. But if she comes to your micro experience, she can go from being a lurker Linda to a hesitant Haley to a ready Rachel. And a lot of your audience right now is a hesitant Haley and a lurker Linda. Can content close on its own? Yes, it can. If she's a ready Rachel, she knows exactly what she needs. Your offer is clear. Your CTA is direct. And that is important content. because they will buy from a post. I'm not saying that won't happen. And you should absolutely have content with a direct call to action to your offer, because Ready Rachel is there. She's in your audience right now, and she needs a clear door to walk through. But she is not the most of your audience, or you would not even be listening to why she buys. Most of your audience needs to experience you before they can trust you enough to buy. And the fastest way to give her that experience is to put her in a room with you, a live room, not a replay, not a free course. Now, is there value to going live on Instagram? Is there value to doing talking heads or yap videos? Yes, there is. But give her an experience where she can feel that you are real, that you know your stuff. She gets to see you in action, and that you actually give a dang about what happens to her. That is why I say over and over again, relationship is revenue. Now, you can build relationships through mini micro experience, like I said, Instagram Live, yap videos, or talking head. But the actual mechanism behind why people buy, they do not buy your offer. They buy you. And she cannot buy you from a carousel. She needs to feel you. She needs to be in the room with you. And here's the thing that makes me really fired up about this, because I see so many brilliant women creating incredible content, genuinely good content, and walking away feeling invisible, like nothing is working. Like maybe they are not cut out for this. And the problem is not them. The problem is that they have been taught to use content as a closing tool when it was designed to be a tool in the wheel, right? It was designed to be the front door. Content opens the door. The micro experience closes it. Your challenge, your workshop, your live masterclass, that is not a lead gen gimmick. This is the most important piece of your sales system. And I know people are talking about paid challenges all over the place right now. But here's the thing. I've been doing them since 2021. And in 5 days, few hours a week, she can get something from you in an expedited way that months of content cannot give her. Again, she feels what it's like to be in your world. She can find out if your way of thinking clicks for her. She can experience the thing you are promising to teach her. And when she does, when she actually feels it, buying the next step is not a decision anymore. It is a natural next move. I built both of my challenges, the 5 days to a fearless birth and the sold out offer challenge, around this on purpose. It's a live demonstration of me and what she'll experience in my world. And she gets results within that week. I don't give her all of it. Now there is there's a limit, right? But I don't have to convince them. She's already experienced, and that actually weeds out the people who aren't for you as well. But the sale is in the relationship. And that's my motto. Content gets her curious. The micro experience gets her certain. And I want you to think about what that means for your business right now. I just got off of a coaching call with someone that was in my challenge, and we broke down her micro experience. Her micro experience was actually not the right next step. So we revamped it. It needs to make sense that it'll lead into your offer. So you've got your content, which is the front door. It needs to be crystal freaking clear. You're hoping that the content will make the sale. But what you're doing is you're leaving a lot of your people at the front door. You're inviting them in, but you're not showing them around. You're hoping that the front porch is impressive enough that they hand you their credit card without ever seeing what it's like inside the house. Does not work like that. It was never going to work like that. Now, I want you guys to hear me, because I know you see all these things on, I posted content and I sold out my offer. Check it out. I guarantee it was B2B. B2B is different. It is not the same buyer path. And you're here because you know the mom and parent buyer is not the same. So the question is not, how do I make content that converts? The question is, what is my micro experience and when is the next time I'm running it? I want to tell you about one of my clients. I'm going to call her Susie, who was in my orbit for a long time before she ever bought anything. She has been following me. She's been reading my stuff. She has, seen my yapping videos, talking head videos about my frameworks, and she's gone through my lead magnet. She never bought. Not because she wasn't like, oh, Trish is right. Like, it is different selling to moms. She told me later that she had been on the fence for months, but she could not quite get herself to commit to the mastermind. She joins a sold out offer challenge. And by day 2, before I dropped the application, which I drop on day 3, she found it. Nothing like an investigator, right? She found it and she applied. And she said, Trish, I've been watching you for 8 months and I got more clarity in the last 2 days of this challenge than I got in all 8 months. Even though it's in my grid, y'all, It's in my grid. But she joined the mastermind right then and there. Same woman, same offer, same content. What changed is that she experienced me. She experienced what I'm teaching. She was in the room. She was in the room and no longer on the fence because the fence disappeared. And that is what the micro experience does. It does not generate leads. It removes the last thing standing between them and a decision. So here is what I want to land for you today. If you are creating content and not running any kind of live experience, a challenge, a workshop, anything, you are working twice as hard for half the result. The micro experience is not extra. It is the engine. It is the engine. And if you want to see this model in action, not explained, but actually in action, we do our sold out offer challenge every 6 to 8 weeks. You can come and experience it as a participant and you will understand inside the 5 days exactly why it works. The link is in the show notes or go to trishwarecoaching.com/SOO. So your content is the front door. Your micro experience builds the relationship and relationship leads to revenue. I really hope this landed for you. And I know you're thinking thoughts like, I'm so busy, like it's so hard to create the content. And now you want me to do a micro experience. And how am I going to do all this? Well, that's where I come in. That's where I help you. Simplicity scales, complex fails. So a lot of the stuff that you're working on, you don't need to work on. And that's why I'm here. So as always, follow along, hit subscribe, leave a review. Please take a moment and help a girl out. Help another, mom-focused business by leaving a review. That will get the podcast on the radar. And I appreciate you for taking those moments. And as always, that's your cosmic slap on the booty. I will see you again next week. Bye for now.